I put the first episode out on YouTube, and it done like 4,000 views, 5,000 views. But bear in mind that I just spent like a month on this, working 7 days a week, 18 hours a day to get it right.
Wow.
So I felt quite deflated. And I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work.
Right.
If I'm spending all this time being Charlie Sloth, I'm not making no money, having no time to do anything else, ain't really gonna work. So it got to the point where I was gonna bin it off after one episode. And then the next day after having this conversation, Q from Worldstar, Hiphop, RIP, gets in touch.
Right.
And he's like, yo, like, I never heard of you.
After the first episode, he got in touch.
Episode.
Wow.
He's like, I never heard of you, but I just stumbled across this video on YouTube and it's mind-blowing. We want to make it exclusive on Worldstar Hiphop.
Wow.
I'm like, what?
What a stroke of luck that he saw
Crazy.
it. That's nuts.
Nuts. So he was like, how often can you deliver this? I was like, I can do it weekly. Bearing in mind, it's just taking me a month to deliver the first episode.
Right.
So he's like, all right, let's do it. We'll put it out every week, every Monday. And I was like, all right, cool. So from there, being Charlie Sloth, I had this opportunity to be on the biggest hip hop platform in the world.
That for the most part doesn't touch
Yeah.
English culture at all, from what I can remember.
They didn't do nothing whatsoever. So then we delivered being Charlie Sloth for 67 weeks every Monday religiously.
Right.
And it was doing mad traffic on there. Like it was doing 1 million, 2 million views.
Wow.
Like American artists, when they was coming to the UK, they'd be like, yo, where's Charlie? You know what I'm saying? Like I started building a network globally, and I was getting more love from the States at that time than I was in the UK. People still weren't really putting respect on my name or paying me any attention or giving me any opportunities.
Well, it's hard to get respect from where you're from, right?
Yeah, very.
You think?
Very.
Because they all saw your come up.
Yeah. And it's not until other people start putting respect on your name that other people are like, nah, that's my guy, you know. I always knew he was gonna make it.
You saw a lot of that?
Oh, I still see it.
Yeah.
I still see it today.
Right.
So it ran on Worldstar, and then from there, you know, in the UK, everyone within a year knew who I was.
Okay.
And it was like, yo, this that guy that plays 7 different characters and is at every party in the UK. And then at that time, the BBC approached me. And they was like, yo, we've seen what you've done. It's incredible. It's groundbreaking.
Right.
We want you to cover some shows. So there's another guy in the UK called Semtex, big DJ.
Love Semtex.
Love Semtex.
Great guy.
What a great guy.
Yeah.
Got nothing but love and respect for him.
Yeah.
And at the time, he was going on tour with Dizzy Rascal.
Right. Another great guy.
Another great guy.
Who I also got to interview. It was a great honor.
Yeah, great guy. Very great guy. And he was going on tour. So Semtex was his DJ at the time. And Semtex had to take some time off from his BBC show. So Semtex was like, yo, Charlie Sloth has to cover me. And for me, that is testament to him as a character. You know, he wasn't ever threatened by me or what I could potentially bring to the table. He just felt that I was contributing to the culture and doing something exciting.
Right.
And I got nothing but respect and admiration for that. And he's always been like that. He's very selfless in that sense. He puts the culture, especially in the UK, before himself.
Right.
And I love that shit. So I ended up covering his show on the BBC. We covered it for 6 weeks. And then it was like, yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed that. Because obviously that was like it was almost like full circle for me at that point. You know, I'd spent all this time doing all this other stuff, and then I got this opportunity to be on the radio, do something that I felt like I was incredible at.
Did you feel like you killed it?
I killed it. I killed it.
Did you outshine the master, though?
I think we're very different offerings.
48 laws of power that tell you not to outshine the master.
Yeah. And you know what? I feel like we're very different in that sense.
Okay.
So it's not even a comparison in terms of what we do. So a few weeks passed, and I'd actually just signed a massive deal out here with a big film company to bring Charlie Sloth to the States.
Oh, wow.
And it was a very big deal. Like, it was lucrative. At that point in my life, financially, it could have been very life-changing for me. Now, in hindsight,
nothing.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was a considerable amount of money which could really change things for myself and my family.
Right.
So we had all geared up, me and my team at the time, and my family, to come here.
Big move. Big move.
Big move.
Convincing
And we was going through the
kids,
process of me getting an O1 to facilitate that, so I could come over here and do that, which is a visa, which enables me to work here.
In itself is a big thing.
It's a big thing. Yeah. And then during that time of being ready to make that transition, the BBC hit me up.
Right.
And they're like, yo, like, we want to offer you your own show. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And at the time, they offered it to me and Wretch 32, who's like one of the biggest rappers ever in the UK. Because he was doing the show with me covering Semtex.
Right.
And so I called Wretch and he's like, yo, this is a crazy opportunity. And I'm saying to him, yeah, I've got this other opportunity. So I'm not too sure, but it's a great look. We could smash this. We could kill this.
Because contextualize for the Americans out there that being on the BBC for a kid like you would be like the biggest thing you could pretty much do in that.
The biggest thing. Like the BBC is a national network.
You're just internationally famous as fuck.
Straight away, the minute you're on the BBC, you're broadcasting to the whole country.
Yeah.
So it's like over here, you'd have radios that broadcast to different states.
Right.
In the UK, we have that as well, but then we have the BBC, which broadcasts to the whole country.
Right. It's the ultimate cosign.
It's the ultimate cosign. So me and Wretch was like, yeah, we'll kill this. We should do it. Bearing in mind, I've not even had this conversation with my team at this point. I've not even spoke to them. Like, we're going to LA.
Right.
We're doing Being Charlie Sloth. That's the plan. So me and Wretch speak. He's like, yeah, all right, cool, let's do it. 3 days later, Wretch rings me late at night. He's like, bro, I've thought about this. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna stick to the music. I'm gonna concentrate on the music. I don't think the radio thing's for me. I think my picture's a little bit bigger than that.
Wow.
And I hope it don't mess up your situation, but I've got to think about myself in this situation. I was like, bro, I totally get it. I respect it. I understand it. The next day, the BBC rang me. They was like, yeah, we don't really think it will work with just you, kind of thing. But thanks. And I was like, nah, cool, man. I appreciate it. And then
you didn't care because you already had this other opportunity?
I'm out of it. Like, it's cool. I didn't even think about it after that. And then a few days later, Rebecca Frank, who was the lady who made the call at the BBC, she was like, I've convinced the bosses for you to do it on your own. You'll kill it. And then again, I'm thinking, I'm not sure, man. Can I have 24 hours? Give me 24 hours and I'll come back. Inside, I'm buzzing. I'm super excited. But now I've got this choice to make, this real big life decision to make. Do I follow the bag and do something that I really enjoy doing, the Being Charlie Sloth stuff?
Right.
Had more of a comedic element to it. It wasn't what I was trying to do. It weren't where my passion was. Or do I take this job with the BBC, which was a graveyard set? It was like 1 to 4 in the morning on a Friday.
So that kind of changes it too.
Yeah,
huh?
it's the shittest show you can really get.
It's cool, but it's also kind of low on the totem pole.
It's a look, but you're right. You're at the bottom of the food chain, and you earning £100 a show,
right,
once a week. So ultimately, £400 a month, which is nothing.
Yeah.
Especially in comparison to what's on the table.
Okay.
For me to do this Being Charlie Sloth stuff.
So the show seems like a much better opportunity.
For sure. It's a no-brainer. So then I'm thinking to myself, okay, like the radio thing, the DJing thing has been a massive passion of mine for years. But where can I take it? What can I do with it? And then I spent a lot of time thinking about it, and I was like, I know that if I walk into that building, into the BBC, I'm gonna crush it. I'm gonna take over in a few years. There's no doubt in my mind that if I go in there, I'll kill it. And I'll be able to do something for the UK scene that nobody's ever done or nobody's even tried to do. Because at the time, you know, Westwood was the guy. He didn't really care about the UK artists, UK rappers. He'd give them little looks here and there, but his focus was American rap. And he was the king of that, you know? And he'd been doing that for such a long time. That's what he knew.
Right.
And that's not no shade on him or disrespect to him whatsoever. That's just what he knew. He weren't really ingrained in the UK scene like that.
Did your decision have a lot to do with the fact that you could tell that there was a lot of UK artists that were really bubbling up and that this was there was going to be a shitload of homegrown superstars?
Exactly that. These guys were my friends.
Right.
These are the people that I was going out and partying with and chilling with and spending time in the studio with. These are people that I considered family, some of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? I know if I take that job, I'm going to kill it. And I'll be the biggest DJ in the country. and I'll be able to influence the culture to be able to give these guys opportunities they've never had. These guys will start earning money and they'll be able to make a career of it. And for me, that was the most exciting thing.
Right.
And I made the decision, it must have been about 2, 3 in the morning. And I was like, yo, I couldn't sleep after I confirmed it in my mind that that's what I was gonna do, I couldn't sleep. And then I'd already signed a deal here. Paperwork had been done. So I call my team, I'm like, yo, I'm not going to LA. And we're literally about to leave to LA. What are we talking about? Like, I'm not going to LA. Why are you not going to LA? I've just decided to join the BBC. To do what? To be a DJ and do the graveyard shift 1 to 4 in the morning. And then you can imagine the conversation. You fucking fat piece of shit. You haven't got an idea what you're doing.
Really? They were that against it?
Of course. Like £100 a show. What are you talking about? What are you doing? This ain't gonna work. This is not happening. Anyway, I made that decision, stuck to the decision, had quite a few issues that I had to tidy up in terms of the deal that I just signed. Thankfully, after a few conversations with them on the phone, they understood, and they probably thought I was crazy, but they understood and respected it.
Okay, guys, we want to thank you so much for getting us to 100,000 subscribers right here on the Clips channel. If you want to support, please click that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 200K. Thank you so much.